If you would have told me a year ago that I would be making homemade bread from scratch for my family, I would have told you you were crazy. Don't give up. This is what my first few loaves looked like. My kids could use it as a baseball bat. It never rose. We're gonna first start with 1.25 cups of warm water, and we're gonna add to it a tablespoon of sugar and a tablespoon of active dry yeast. Stir it up, and we're gonna let it foam. It's gonna get about 1/2 inch thick. So you wanna either cover it, put it in a warm place like a bread box. I'm gonna put mine in my microwave. While we're waiting for the foam to rise, we're gonna start with our dry mix. Okay, I know you're thinking this looks so good, and I am not a crafty person. The bags come about this big, and I was shocked at how many loaves of bread I could make out of it and how much money I saved. I just brought them home, put them in the containers, and I let my children cut out the labels and glue them on the front so that we're never confused with which flour we're using. We're gonna start with 3/4 cup of white or brown rice flour. I like to take mine and mix them in the jar. 2/3 cup of cornstarch, 1/3 cup of tapioca flour, 2 tablespoons of potato flour, which I thought was very interesting, and 2.5 teaspoons of xanthan gum, which was so difficult for me to say in the beginning, and it's just a natural binder that takes the place of gluten. The next thing we're gonna add is 1/3 cup of soy milk, rice milk, or hemp milk. It sounds crazy, but it's the secret recipe from the Sensitive Baker, and I love the taste that it gives my bread. We're gonna do 2.5 teaspoons of dry egg replacer, 2 teaspoons of unflavored gelatin, and a teaspoon of salt. A teaspoon of vinegar, 2 egg whites, and 1.5 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Now, we're gonna see if that foamed, and that looks great. That's what it's gonna look like. We will add that to our mixture. If you forget anything or you don't have time to write it down, just go to our website and all the recipes are going to be there. We're gonna lock it into place. We're gonna blend this on high for 3 minutes. Okay, here we go. Oh, that looks great. Whoa, we're gonna scoop that off. All right, that's what it's gonna look like. Now we're gonna cover this with a damp cloth and wait for it to double in size for about an hour. Okay, our dough has doubled in size. It looks beautiful. And now we're gonna make 2 loaves on our pre-greased cookie sheet that I've also sprinkled with cornmeal. I use a spatula because it's really super sticky. I mean, you cannot use flour to keep the sticky stuff off. So we're gonna spoon this on. And I also use the spatula to shape it the length that I want and the shape that I want. If you want it to be really smooth on top, you can use the back of a spoon, and that helps. Okay. Now I'm going to baste it with Earth Balance. It's a butter substitute. You can also use olive oil or you can use butter. This tastes really, really good. Now I'm going to put it in my oven at 400 for 15 minutes. Then I'm going to turn it down to 350 and I'm going to bake it for another 30 minutes to perfection. Oh, that smells so good. These are perfect. A very important thing that I do when I'm cooking gluten-free is I designate a drawer just for my gluten-free cooking utensils so that there is no cross-contamination, so my daughter is always safe. I slice my bruschetta bread about 1/4 inch thick so that the tomato topping will not fall through the middle. and I've cut my crouton bread in half. I've basted it with butter and sprinkled a little bit of salt, and now I'm going to put it in the oven so that it gets nice, toasty, and crispy.